Yeah, but I think I have not seen it yet. So
No, but it's more of them up in north. It's where they are, where they hang out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, then I'm just.
So you might come across some when you're going there.
If I'm falling over my snow boots or something
Yeah.
like that, and just stumble right into it, and think, "Hi, there you are."
There you are.
Yeah, maybe
There
I
you
have a chance to do that. Hey everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of our podcast. Last week we looked at another exchange perspective on the semester abroad, and this week we're going to take a look back at Sweden. And this week's is going to be a culinary perspective on Sweden. And well, possibly, if you've been at IKEA, possibly Köttbullar or this chocolate cake or cinnamon buns or something like that are maybe very traditional for Sweden. We'll see. But, well, what else is then there in Swedish cuisine? And so I thought, let's ask another doormate. So please welcome with me, everybody, Gustav.
Yay!
Would you like to introduce yourself first to everybody?
Yes. My name is Gustav. I'm 27 years old and studying industrial engineering. My second year. My third year.
Third year?
I'm already forgotten.
Yeah, it's just all over the place, and you've been so busy, so sometimes that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's evening, I'm tired.
Yeah, we all are tired. I mean, first course just started, and everything is already losing it again.
Exactly.
I can feel it as well. It's been tough days.
Yeah.
Well, I choose you for this interview because at least in our corridor, you're known to do some fancy recipes, or at least more fancier than we do it. And it all looks very tasty and stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But how did you start your cooking journey? Were you always interested in cooking, or?
I wouldn't say that I've always liked to cook. I would say that my peak was during COVID when it started, because then I felt like I couldn't do that much on the outside. So on the evenings, I rather buy some nice food and started cook. So I mean, I've only been cooking a lot, the 2 or 3 latest years. So yeah.
So just to do something else than focusing on this whole pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. Because also when I lived with my parents, they always did all the cooking. So I was really spoiled. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a very good thing then, because I feel like a lot of people that move out from home sometimes are not used to cooking. I also feel like that's the case for other exchange students who might live on their own for the first time and have to start cooking for themselves now. But then you're basically all prepared for living alone, can do something different.
I hope so.
Not eat every day the same.
At least I can microwave some stuff.
Yeah, that's
all you need.
Yeah. It's a good thing to know how to do.
No, I mean, you said that it looks good. You never tasted it. I mean,
no, that's
so you
true.
can't be sure.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you're still sitting here, so at least it must be something good in it. So
yeah, I survived.
You're not poisoning yourself?
No.
Well, that's something good then. Do you have from all the stuff you're making a favorite dish that you're making, or sometimes that's very unique for yourself?
I would say that I'm using a lot of Asian influences in my foods. So a lot of soy and I have this wok pan that I use a lot. So I would say that is my favorite thing to do, or maybe cook some pasta.
Yeah.
I also really got a big interest in cooking some pasta dishes, like vodka pasta, for example. That's a really great dish.
That's unique.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's I think pasta is also something that you can do so many diverse things with.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I also like to do Asian cuisine actually, or Asian kitchen because it's something so light still. You feel full, but you're not too full
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, exactly. And I feel it very fresh, and
Yeah.
it feels healthy, even though it's a lot of sugar in it
Yeah.
often. But yeah,
Yeah. But that's always the good thing about making it yourself because you always know what's in there.
yeah, exactly.
Regarding the sugar. Okay. Well, that's then also a good introduction to what you're making.
Mm.
So would you say that your dishes are more on the traditional side? I mean, Asian cuisine is possibly not that traditional
Not that Swedish.
Not that Swedish.
No.
But overall, more on the traditional side or
Not the traditional side. I would say that that's because my parents did cook a lot of traditional foods, so maybe I want to discover something else than that.
are there some unique dishes that you would like traditional dishes that you would connect to your childhood?
I remember that we had this routine of the weekdays of having like maybe Falukorv, which is like a really famous sausage here in Sweden, like some dish with that one on Mondays, or maybe like black pudding. It's like pretty cheap, like traditional foods. And on Tuesdays we're like had some fish dish, like it could be I don't really remember. I remember this one that we had like fish and it was a soup with like eggs in it as well, and potatoes. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I used that. I remember that we had it on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays we all often had like pea soup and pancakes for this dessert, and that's like a really famous thing to have on Thursdays. And on Fridays there was like taco night.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think you once were talking with Mila about it, or
Yeah.
somebody else was talking with Mila
Yeah.
about it.
And in the weekends we're like if it was in the spring or summer, we often barbecued or something in the weekends.
Well, that's then a good routine.
Yeah.
Always something different.
Yeah.
Did it stay every week like the same, or do you?
No, I mean we switched it, but you can really see the pattern.
So those are the significant things.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah. Well, then you have also quite a variety with soups and barbecues.
Yeah.
And I mean, also maybe international with tacos also.
Yeah. I mean, it's really traditional. I mean, if you look at the store, they have like a whole section just for tacos. I don't think there's any section that is that big.
Yeah,
So-
I was very surprised going to the store and seeing like this whole Tex Mex
Yeah, exactly.
area.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
No.
But good to know that would be kind of a Swedish thing as well. So if you're eating a lot of tacos at home and you come here, you can feel like home here as well.
Yeah. Exactly. And I really like tacos because you can really have some variations in the making. Like you can make it with chicken, you can have minced meat, or all different kinds of vegetables. So I really like it.
So then are you also very excited to go home again, maybe also go back into the old routines? Do you still have those routines today when you go back to your parents sometimes?
Yeah, I can see some of them. Now my parents are divorced, so I wouldn't say that they have the same routines. They have like their own dishes that they prefer. But some of them, of course, yeah.
So you're picking up basically a little glimpse of pieces of your childhood.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But I wouldn't say that I used to cook it that much because somehow it's like a memory that I don't wanna destroy or
Yeah.
like try to make my thing with it, because I want it to taste as it does when I get home. So maybe that is the reason why I go for other recipes.
Yeah, I think we also talked about it. If you make something from home, which your mom, for example, makes, it never tastes the same.
No, exactly.
It's just something in there.
Yeah.
That's completely different.
Yeah. It's like you have a bond to it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you recommend any dish that you have maybe in your childhood, which is no, not tacos?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my mother makes really good pasta bolognese. I mean, in Sweden we call it like köttfärssås. So it's just I don't think you can really call it a bolognese because all the Italians would like kill me.
Scream at it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's she does it and it's so good. So that's like one of the dishes that I love to go home and taste again.
Oh, that's nice.
And then she also makes really good homemade meatballs. Yeah.
Yeah.
IKEA has nothing on them.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that good.
Oh, that's an amazing. So,
Yeah.
so you're never eating at IKEA köttbullar?
I mean, no. I maybe eat at IKEA like once or twice in a year. Like it's not common for me.
What do you have then? If it's not like if you don't take the köttbullar there, you usually
At IKEA?
Yeah, at IKEA.
Oh, I often take like a chicken or schnitzel, I think. That's my go-to dishes.
Yeah, I think in Germany we would all, or at least a lot of people, just go for köttbullar because they taste sweet. Have a glimpse at Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be possibly for us in Germany then.
Because I do it all the time, like in the kitchen. Like if I don't have any time, I just grab some in the fridge and fry them. So I'm pretty used to eat like meatballs in general. So maybe that's the reason why I don't get it at IKEA.
Yeah, but I have to say, I actually think that those meatballs that from the freezer or something, they come pretty handy. We don't, I've never seen frozen meatballs in Germany.
Really?
No, they're just like from the refrigerators, but not from the freezers.
Yeah.
And they're not as good as the frozen ones, but I've learned to include them now in my dishes here because, as somebody said, it's the most easiest dish to go for if you don't have time.
Yeah, like macarons and the meatballs. It's so easy to make. But I wouldn't say that they are as good as maybe IKEA or homemade, but it still works.
Yeah, that's a dish right after falukorv and pasta.
Exactly. It's those two.
They always
so
change.
Easy. Yeah.
Okay. Well then, let's move from your childhood to today. We heard already Asian cuisine. Are there some go-to foods in Sweden, not just specifically for you, but go-to foods that you have here in Sweden?
Go-to foods. I would say like I wouldn't say that is so Swedish because I feel like a lot of food in Sweden is inspired from other countries. So if I go out and eat, maybe I go for like these tapas restaurants when you have like small dishes, but it doesn't have to be like Spanish tapas or like, but this thing where you get like small dishes so you can try a lot of everything.
Yeah,
I really like that concept of foods.
that's true.
But I really also like just go for a burger. I feel like it's really a big thing in Sweden where like everyone has started to make burgers. You can find them everywhere. So yeah, but it's not so Swedish.
Yeah, actually it is not.
No.
But I also recognize that you have a lot of pasta and pizza restaurants.
Yeah, a lot of, at least pizza restaurants.
Yeah.
It's so many.
When I came here first to Karlstad, and I know I was looking around with some German girls in the first week, and we were looking around at the restaurant, and when you go to the city, there are like 5 pizza restaurants in one place. That's just crazy. And then you have one good burger place, which is Bastard's Burger.
Yeah.
I really like that place. That's a really good place.
It's really
to go.
good.
Yeah.
But I can actually miss like those brands if I miss like one of those, but with Swedish food, like traditional Swedish food that you can just go to in the city or as a brand. So I mean, there is this place when you go on the highway that you can just stop by. There you can find some like more traditional food. If you don't want to eat this hamburgers or pizza or pasta, sushi. But I miss them like in the cities. Because now I wouldn't, I'm not sure like where I supposed to go if I want some really traditional Swedish food other than IKEA.
I was actually, that's also something that I noticed when I came here, because I remember that we have sometimes like family restaurants or something like that where we have like German kitchen and all those traditional stuff with, I don't know, Rotkohl, Kohlrouladen, something like that, where that's just very German, or Schnitzel or something like that.
Yeah, but do you find them like everywhere, or?
I think it's hard to say. At least in my town where I live, or in my village, I think there are at least 2 of them. And then if you go like 2 or 3 villages further, there you have another one. And I think also in Magdeburg directly, you might have like 1 or 2 places. But overall, you have also like Asian stuff, Italian, and then Greek. Yeah. But the Greek or something, that's also something that I actually have not noticed that much here. It's just the pizza place.
Oh, the Greek food?
Yeah, that's just so dominating here.
Yeah. Where I'm from in Sweden, it's more of those like Greek and you have some Turkish food as well. Yeah, but I haven't really seen any places here in Karlstad now when I think of it. But I'm not that experienced of like restaurants in Karlstad because as a student, I'm not eating out that often. So
yeah, because it's actually very expensive to go out eating here. I just remember I paid for a pizza like 17 euros, and that's so much above average that I would pay in Germany. So you really think twice if you go out or if you make it yourself.
Yeah.
Is it cheaper in Uppsala or in Stockholm?
I mean, it's not that big of a difference actually. Maybe if you go to a really fancy place in Stockholm, it can differ more, like in the inner part of the city. But I wouldn't say it in Uppsala. It's not that big of a difference.
Well, good to know then.
Yeah.
For everybody. But yeah, if you want to go out, just better learn for yourself how to cook.
Do it at home.
Yeah, it's just cheaper.
Yeah.
Can you think of any like regional typical foods here in Värmland or Karlstad or in Uppsala, where you're from?
Yeah, I mean, we're really close to the west coast here, so I would say like the like, how do you say it? Like seafood. That is really big, and it's known for that as well. Like we have this, not a sauce, but it's like kind of a creamy, like it's a spread, like you're having it on a toast. We call it toast Skagen, and this thing that I'm trying to explain, it's called Skagenröra. It's with like shrimp and mayonnaise, and it's really good. So I can really recommend if you go to Sweden, or if anyone listen to this who will try it, do it. It's really good.
Honestly, I think I might have heard about it before. Yeah, I just can't remember if I ever had it or something, but it sounds very, very, very familiar to me.
That's so good.
Okay.
And that's really like typical for the West Coast. If you go to Gothenburg, maybe, then you can find it everywhere and around there.
Okay.
And I would say if you go to Öland, the smaller of the two islands in Östersjön, you can find a dish called kroppkakor. It's like round balls containing it's a mixture of dough and potatoes, and it's filled with like pork. It's like traditional for that island of Öland. So it's really, really famous there.
Sounds very interesting, like an interesting combination.
Yeah. So that is like a regional dish that is very famous in Sweden. It's like it counts as a traditional Swedish dish, kroppkakor.
Okay.
And I would say if you go up the north, now I'm guessing a bit, but I think that it's more familiar that you're like hunting and you're eating more of like elk and maybe some people eat reindeer. Because when I visit, I've not been that high up in Sweden, but when I were up there at Härjedalen, it's called. It's like the middle. If you draw a line, it's right there. We had this dried reindeer meat.
Oh, how does it taste like?
I mean, it was really good, actually. I mean, you can really like taste the wilderness and everything. But yeah, I also know that this thing called renskav. I've seen it in the stores, but I've never tried it. But it's with reindeer as well, and I think it's more popular up in the north.
Yeah, I've heard that sometimes some kind of delicatesse or something to try, like elk or moose or reindeer. Yeah, I'm very excited to go to Kiruna and see like some restaurants, or at least what's on their map there, what they're eating.
Yeah.
Maybe I can have a taste of it. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, probably. I mean, some place I think have reindeer up there.
Yeah.
At least. I don't really know how common that is, but
I don't know. I just know that I'm going to pet the reindeers.
And then eat
I
it.
don't know nothing.
Before eating it.
Well, that could be like for like people who love animals. Now I'm so sorry, but
Don't do that. Don't eat reindeer.
no, don't do it. Well, then we also have like a delicatesse already. Are there other like delicatesse besides reindeer? It's possibly the most unique food in Sweden. That's reindeer or something.
That's pretty unique. Delicacies. No. I mean, no, that's a hard one actually, because when you go to like, I mean, we have a lot of forest as well, so we collecting like in the end of the spring and the beginning of the autumn. It's like we're collecting this cantarell. Is
Yeah.
it what do you say in German? Is it?
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know what it is. Isn't
Yeah, this yellow.
it? Yeah.
It's like we call it like the gold in the forest.
Yeah.
So we go out and collecting them, and that counts as a delicacy for us.
Okay. Interesting. I also heard of. Oh, is it the same? I don't know if it's the same. There's some sort of fruit, I believe, as well. It could be the same. But I don't know the name of it. I just read it in a tourist guide.
Hjortron?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like orange goldiness berry.
Yeah.
It's I think I haven't really tried the berry, but I've tried like a jam of it, and it's really good actually.
Yeah, I think I've also read in that guide either try the berry, or if you can't try the berry, try at least the jam or something like this. Yeah, but I think I have not seen it yet. So
No, but it's more of them up in north. It's where they are, where they hang out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, then I'm just.
So you might come across some when you're going there.
If I'm falling over my snow boots or something like that, and just stumble right into it, and think, "Hi, there you are."
There you are.
Yeah, maybe I have a chance to do that. Great. Then we also have already had a good laugh about reindeers and those berries, and if I meet them. What we also had for dinner good laughs in the last week and the last days is about my bread habits.
Yeah.
Which is a German problem. You guys don't have good bread. I'm sorry to say that. It's sweet bread. I don't like it. Why would you put cranberries into your bread? It doesn't add up to me.
Well, I'm not that kind of person that buys that, so I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah, it's just me that I made that mistake, but I've listened to you and I've bought good bread now.
Yeah, from the bakery in the store.
From the bakery. Yeah. But I have to admit, you guys are doing pretty good when it comes to desserts in your coffee shops, coffees, and here everywhere. So there's obviously kanelbulle, which is a cinnamon bun.
Kanelbulle.
Kanelbulle. I'm so sorry.
No,
bear with me.
I mean, it's really good pronunciation.
And then I've also heard from Philip that there is, I think it's in midsummer, where you have like a strawberry cake with whipped cream.
Yeah.
Which is very unique. Is there other desserts besides kladdkaka that you can think of?
I can think of like another cake that is really big in Sweden is the princess cake. It is with marzipan on the top, and you have cream, and it's like the filling that you have in a in this strawberry and whipped cream cake. But you have this layer of marzipan, and usually I don't like marzipan that much to just eat that, but as a combination of like some berries in the middle section and cream and this sweet marzipan on top, I think it's really good. And you have like a little marzipan rose on top as well.
Yeah, yes. I think it's hard to miss them in the store because they're like green and they basically spring into your eye.
Yeah.
And you have them also in this bakery section. You have them like in complete, I guess, like a complete cake or just pieces of it.
Yeah.
And I'm always running around that and I'm debating, do I take something or then share it with all of you guys or just leave it? Or
So you have never tried it?
I've not. I think I might have tried it somewhere. It might be in Norway that they have something like this as well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could lie now. But I'm pretty sure that I had it in the past.
Yeah. No, I can't say for sure that it is a Swedish thing, but it's really popular here, so I would guess that it's a Swedish thing. But it might be like as big in Norway as well.
Well, as we had a dinner today, Big Brother and between Norway and Sweden, so maybe.
Okay, probably is our thing.
Yeah, so then you're possibly going to find it also over there. But I'm still debating if the only green thing that I've tried is like the smaller ones where you have like chocolate on their side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that, but yeah.
We call them dammsugare.
Yeah.
Which translates to vacuums. Vacuum cleaners. It's like so strange name of a bakery. But it's also with marzipan.
Yeah.
And it's like a chocolate filling with a hint of liquor, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm not a friend of like the liquor taste, but I still like the combination of it with the chocolate and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. I really can recommend it.
I think also it's really good, and I don't even like the liquor a bit, so yeah.
I have it on my map to buy it before I go back to Germany
to bring.
Yeah, to share. Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, so yeah, but I heard from others that the coffee is good as well, and you guys are huge coffee drinkers. I never expected it that you drink so much coffee.
No.
When do you had your first coffee in your life? Do you remember?
In my life,
In your
I
life.
was 2. No, No, I can't really remember my first cup, but I remember when I like started to taste it. It was like when somebody was having their birthday, and we had guests over, and this was always like, who's gonna have coffee? And I was like, yeah, I can try some. And then I just spit it out or put so much sugar and milk in it that it wasn't coffee anymore.
Yeah.
But I would say I started drinking coffee when after high school, when I started working in the like construction worker field as an electrician, because there it was like, well, everyone drinks coffee. Of course you gotta drink coffee. So I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, give me a cup. And like and then I got used to it. It was like a routine, and I could really feel this effect of the caffeine. And then I started to like it. And now I can't live without it. I need at least like 1 or 2 cups a day.
But I'm just wondering always, is it because of the caffeine or because you like the taste of the coffee? Because I notice when you go to the supermarket and you want to buy tea, you have so much black tea. With black tea with everything, with fruits, you can't really get normal like fruit tea or anything like that. And black tea is also known for having a lot of caffeine. So I don't know, do you need the caffeine here in Sweden or to like get through the hard winters or?
Yeah, I think so. I think we live on like caffeine and dairy products to keep us alive. Because the sun has like gone to bed now. It's like you won't see it until Mars, maybe.
Yeah, that's that gets to me. I honestly have to say, but I'm not going to start drink coffee. Maybe I'm considering black tea because of the caffeine to keep me awake. But
but I can also say I really like the taste, and I don't like it when it's sugar in it, and maybe some milk. But I want this like black coffee taste. I think it's really good.
Black as the soul.
Wow.
That's what I hear a lot of people like say if I'm asking like, oh, you drink your coffee black? They're like, yeah, black is my soul. I know I have like 3 friends and two close friends who are like really big coffee drinkers as well, and they're also like drinking it black. Yeah, I'm never going to get used to coffee.
No.
But
well, not everyone.
Yeah,
likes
not
it.
everyone. I'm more a tea person.
Yeah.
But for fika, you have like two times a day at least fika or something like that.
Fika? No, I would say it's the same as with the coffee. Well, when I worked, there was so much like fika. We had fika breaks, but for them it was like fika could also be like a cup of coffee. But for me, fika is like if you're having a coffee or a tea with something to eat, like a bakery or something. But now, as a student, I don't go for a fika that often. Maybe because it's a bit expensive. So for me, it's enough with the coffee. But maybe you can call that a fika. I mean, I don't know the definition of fika.
Yeah, I don't know either. In the first week, they told us, sometimes you're just like in the morning or in the afternoon, you just ask the people to have something coffee or something else to drink, and then it's a fika. And I'm like, okay. So you just basically ask somebody to drink something, and it's a fika already.
Yeah.
But good to know that's for you also, like having a cake or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't call it like just a coffee break or something like that.
Well, then we already have like 2 definitions of fika.
Yeah.
Yeah, fika is also a word that's just will stuck in my mind forever. It's a concept that's stuck in my mind forever, and that I'm going to take back to Germany with me. Yeah, definitely. But what would you say is the worth of eating together in Sweden? Do you eat a lot together with friends or family, or stay more on your own? Because I've heard you are like a nation that also stays very at yourself. I've heard that. But I mean, now that we live here, you don't do that at all.
No, I have to eat here with you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it sucks. I think it sucks as well. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can really agree with you on that. Because here, living in a corridor with like exchange students from maybe from Southern Europe, you can really see the difference, like in how you want to eat your meals. For them, it's like you can't be alone or eat by yourself.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the culture is so strong for them when it comes to like the meals. But for us in Sweden, at least, we are like a little more individualistic, I think, in general. So for us, it's not strange to have a meal by yourself. But of course, I prefer to eat it with you guys, or if I'm going home with my parents and family. I mean, but I can also feel like, well, I'm gonna go to my room and watch a series. And for me, it's just like I can still enjoy the meal and have some other things to do.
That's true. I agree with you on that. Because I'm not like Southern Europe, like Southbound, but at least thinking back to my childhood, it was always, we're having meal together.
Yeah.
If it's lunch or if it's breakfast or if it's dinner, it was always together. It must not always be family, but at least also like friends together. But as I grow older now, I'm some more alone, coming from school or coming from university, and then you just sit down, have your lunch, watch a series, and spend your quality time there. But I think in the end, I like it more to have like dinner, for example, with you guys, or a lunch with me, because you have like really can get out of your zone, and just not think about university or work or something like that. Yeah. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah. But I can really, if I go to Spain or, I've never been to Italy, but so Spain, I was supposed to say Italy, but I have a feeling at least of they're having like a bit longer meals and sitting all together and having those meals. And when I go there, it's like I feel a bit jealous on that, because it's so common for them to do that. And we don't really have that tradition here in Sweden. If it's not like something we celebrate, then we gather everyone and eat and having this big meal. But maybe we are bad at doing that during the weekdays, maybe.
Yeah, I would say that you're bad at it, but you're basically used to it. You've grown up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think when I went to France for like this mini exchange or a project work for a week or something, that was possibly also one of the biggest culture shocks that I experienced there, is that at dinner they like sit up to like 2 hours and have like before the main, then cheese, and the dessert for 4 dishes basically, and it's every time the same. And we arrived there by bus at like 23 o'clock. And we were just all so exhausted and tired from the drive from Germany to France. And we just all like, oh, can we go to bed? Where are the beds? Going into the hostel. And they were like, yeah, we just prepared something to eat. And we're like, okay, then we're just going to eat something. And they were like, okay, here's the salad. Here's the main. Here's the cheese. Here's the dessert. And we're like, it's 23 o'clock. What are you doing? That was possibly the culture shock that I experienced.
Yeah.
But that's also their culture then there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not something that I'm going to use to that.
No.
You're gaining a lot of weight.
Yeah, I can. But yeah, I can also feel like when I'm having a meal, I'm sometimes more focused on the meal than on the people around me. So I'm just eating, and then I get full, and then I can maybe sit and talk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. No, it would be like so different just to sit there for like 2 hours and eat.
Yeah, but we know one person can do it in our corridor.
Yeah.
Eat like very long and still have a full conversation.
Yeah. But she's used to it.
Yeah, I feel like she's definitely used to it.
Yeah.
But she does it at lunch as well. And I think I'm always surprised when she does it again. It's like, how do you do that?
Oh.
And it's also a very interesting habit about her. I mean, she's stacking up her carrots between, and then she's always eating one piece of pasta at a time. And then by, I think, an hour or something, she's done.
Yeah.
Not with talking, but at least with eating. But that's something so unique about her.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's also not Scandinavian, I think, sometimes.
No.
Yeah. Okay. We have, like, you've mentioned, like, Spain, for example. And the Asian cuisine, are there like dishes or some other stuff that you would like to try more international in your own cooking?
No. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I wanted to. I feel like I need to be get better at cooking vegetarian food. I would love to get better at cooking and like have some variety in my cooking of vegetarian meals, because I don't know that many like substitutes to meat that I feel makes up for it, so it tastes good. But I can like go to a restaurant and order some vegetarian meal and it's so good. So I really need to know that secret. Like, how do you get that good without the meat? And it's also, I mean, good for the environment and everything. So, and maybe as a student you can't buy meat all the time. So that's something I really want to improve.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you on that one, because I also, when I moved out, I'm trying more to like look out for the money, and that means I'm always trying to save on meat and just leave that out.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if it's necessary that you need it or your body needs it, but it's for us like possibly the taste. So it's very interesting to see how you can get more of that like meaty taste in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also something I would be working on.
Yeah. And then sometimes when I eat food that doesn't contain meat, I have this feeling that I don't feel full, as full, like when I'm having meat. So, but I think it's more mental thing, and maybe I have to add something else that makes it like a complete meal or something.
Yeah. So at least for me, I know that there are different like veggie stuff or veggie versions of meat that you could put in there, but you're always like, nah, that can't taste good. And then you try it and you're like, oh, well, it would go. But maybe, at least for me, I'm maybe a little bit too afraid to take it and to put it in there. But maybe that's something I can improve. Yeah. I'm working on that.
Yeah, nice. But I can relate to that feeling. Like, I don't trust myself that good that I'm gonna make this meal good. So then I go to this other safe thing in the store and just like, I'm gonna cook this for the 10th times this week.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be good, even if it's just falukorv and pasta.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, then last question. Is there something, any dish, any restaurant or whatever that you would recommend people who come to Sweden to try?
IKEA.
It's so different in your country than here.
Yeah. Have you heard of this place? No, but I would say try the Skagenröra that I mentioned with the like seafood thing. It's really good. And oh, that's a hard one. But I mean, we have lots of like seasonal things. Like you can have a lot of foods that are good during different kinds of season. I mean, this time of the year we have a lot of varieties in like rotfrukter. I don't know how you say it, but like beets and potatoes and all of this stuff. So I would say to try like the seasonal stuff. Like in the certain time of year, there's like really good season of the seafood, and another is like for the these mushrooms you pick, not like the mushroom, but the cantareller. So yeah, I would say that's my tips.
Okay. Well, thank you then. There you have it, guys. If you come to Sweden,
Yeah.
you know what to try and what maybe not to try for yourself. Who knows? Whatever you like.
The reindeer.
The reindeer. Maybe not the reindeer. Or don't pet it beforehand if you want to try it. Maybe. Or just leave it or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let it run away.
Let it run away. Yeah, and then go for the berries maybe.
Yeah.
See if you can find them.
Yeah. Live on them.
Yeah.
Eat vegetarian.
It's so much better for the environment anyways. And for the money.
Yeah.
Well, well then, thank you very much for taking your time.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun for me. Well then, everybody have a nice Sunday. Enjoy a good fika with friends, family, or alone. And as we have heard today, it's not just coffee, but it might also be cake to it. It's just how you define it. And have a great next week. Start good, start refreshed. And then we will hear us next week again. And as we always say, we're saying goodbye with the Swedish hej då and the Norwegian ha det bra.
Hej då!
Hej då!